Tell me timeline. Where the stuff has come from the past to current. Back in June 1, 1980, CNN officially launches at 6 o'clock p.m. EST, founded by Ted Turner, with husband and wife team Dave Walker and Lois Hart anchoring the first broadcast. On 1980, initially criticized and nicknamed the Chicken Noodle Network, it covers major early stories including the Mount St. Helens eruption and the 1980 presidential election. On 1981, CNN gains credibility with exclusive coverage of the attempted assassination of President Reagan. On 1982, launch of Moneyline, later Lou Dobbs Tonight, and Crossfire. On 1983, Ted Turner buys the struggling satellite news channel, eliminating his main competitor. On 1986, CNN is the only network to broadcast the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster live. On 1987, launch of Larry King Live, which becomes a cornerstone of the network's primetime programming. On 1990-1991, CNN becomes the go-to source for the Gulf War, delivering live, round-the-clock coverage, including bombing raids from Baghdad. On 1991, the CNN effect is coined, suggesting real-time 24-hour news coverage impacts foreign policy decisions. On 1992, CNN solidifies its position as the primary source for breaking global news. On 1995, launch of CNN.com, expanding into digital news. On 1996, Time Warner acquires Turner Broadcasting System, bringing CNN under a larger corporate umbrella. CNN-FM and CNN-SI are launched. On 2001, extensive coverage of the disputed 2000 U.S. presidential election and the 9/11 terror attacks. On 2001, longtime anchor Bernard Shaw retires. On 2003, coverage of the Iraq War, facing increased competition, from Fox News, launched 1996, and MSNBC. On 2005, live coverage of Hurricane Katrina, demonstrating in-depth reporting. On 2011, extensive coverage of the Arab Spring and the death of Osama bin Laden. On 2013, CNN expands focus on documentaries and original series, reducing reliance solely on breaking news. On 2017-2019, CNN is frequently in the spotlight due to tense public interactions with the Trump administration, highlighting its political coverage role. On 2018, AT&T completes its acquisition of Time Warner, renaming it Warner Media, which includes CNN. On 2020, extensive coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic and the 2020 U.S. election. On 2022, Warner Media merges with Discovery, Incorporated, creating Warner Brothers Discovery, WBD. On 2022, launch and rapid closure of the streaming service CNN+. On 2023-2024, major restructuring of on-air talent and editorial direction under new management, focusing on restoring a straight news brand amid competition from cable and digital platforms. On May 2026, CNN reports the death of founder Ted Turner at age 87, covering the legacy of his 24-hour news vision. And on 2026, CNN continues to operate under Warner Brothers Discovery, leveraging its international bureaus and digital presence. See you in Gemma Jacket, aka Gothgreen, timeline that I had to go through.